Chad O'Brien here for Kaiju Pop, and today we are taking a look at Ironclad Tactics. This is currently available on PlayStation Network. You can download it. It's a game by the company Zachtronics, who has put out a couple of interesting games for the PC in the past. And why don't we just go right into it? So, Ironclad Tactics is a card-based real-time strategy sort of game set in the Civil War. Although really, for the most part, the setting seems to be pretty much just for fluff. Because I'm not sure I know anything more about the Civil War than I already did coming in. But it's a pretty interesting setting, with the addition of robots used for fighting all the battles. And the robots are known as Ironclads. And you can see a few of them right here in these images. What you can do is you can make your own decks once you complete the tutorial. You'll find yourself getting a lot of cards pretty quickly. And so you can actually start building your deck after just a few missions. And you can see here there's several different types. There's infantry, the ironclads that I mentioned before, weaponry, or just things you can attach to ironclads. And then you can get some different tactics like switching lanes and repairing your units. So right now, didn't mean to do that. You can also order them according to like faction. These are the Union and Confederate factions, experimental faction. I'm not sure what this faction is. Mercenary faction apparently. So I don't want to go into it. You can save your deck, go back. Okay. So there's a lot of different locations. These first 4 areas are like your tutorial, and then you have your first real combat up here, and you keep progressing. You'll notice that it says, for example, cards unlocked under the location name. When you select it, you can press square and check out what kind of cards you can get. Winning a map unlocks a certain amount of cards, but every map also comes with its own extra challenges. Like here we have a story challenge and a puzzle challenge, and that's fine if you're doing solo play. But then there are other locations that also have, for example, a skirmish mode along with the story. In the skirmish mode, you will play against other players. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to test this out yet at Kaiju Pop. But we did get a little bit of the co-op in. It's actually very easy to join a game, and it seems there's 4 players. I'm not sure if it's 4-player co-op, but you can get 4 players in your game. So yeah, today we are taking a look at the solo mode. You can see I've progressed pretty far. I'm not sure quite how many missions there are. But we're pretty good. I've got a decent amount of cards, as we saw before. Underneath each card, you can see a little, like, I don't know what that is really, like a post box or just some kind of mark. So, for example, I've got 3 of these cards, and then it also tells you like how many you can get. So, I can get 3 out of 3. I've got 3 out of 3. I can get 4 of this card, but I don't need it. And one important thing is the ironclads are the ones you'll be paying attention to the most. Every ironclad comes with victory point. You can see in the lower right. Now the light chassis and the heavy chassis, they come with 2 victory points. Every other ironclad I've got so far just comes with 1. You get a victory point if you can get an ironclad across the map. And yeah, if you get the light chassis and heavy chassis across, you get 2 victory points. So there's that. Infantry cannot get victory points, but they're pretty cheap, and they can do other things. For example, they can capture flags and they can activate mortars on the field. So they're not completely useless. Although, every infantry can be squished by ironclads. The robots will simply roll over them and destroy them instantly. Although there are some things you can do. For example, this assault pioneer can turn into a barricade with a special action. So he can prevent himself from being squished. So you've got various different things you can do. And then you've got your weapons. Different weapons, as you can see in the lower right, have different ranges. And in the lower left, you can see the damage they do. The trumpet here is basically like an armor for infantry, although it will not prevent squishing. But then you've got your other weapons, like actual damage-dealing weapons. Some of them seem a little bit more, useful than others. The revolver is really useful for getting short-range targets. The rifled musket is out there. You've also got your cavalry saber, which does more damage, which will be good against armored targets, things like that. And then you've got other little equipment you can add, like the battle flag, which will allow your unit to act like an infantry unit. And then down here, the tactics, which I mentioned before. So I've got a couple of tactics in there, just maneuvering and field repair. You can take a quick look at all these cards. It can be a little daunting because you've got a lot of cards to deal with, and there are some restrictions. On the lower left of the screen here, you can see you can only have 20 cards. So 20 out of 20. And on the right of that, you can see you can only have 2 factions. Now, currently, I have 3 of the factions. I have the Confederate/Union cards up here. I have an experimental card here, and then the mercenary card. So you can only choose, for example, Union soldiers and experimental soldiers at the same time, or Union and Confederate mercenary soldiers. But you cannot choose all 3. So let's get into it. I've got a pretty good deck for just general use, and we are going to check out what happens here. Every match begins with a little comic, but I'm going to skip it so we can avoid any spoilers or anything. The story follows a couple of guys who have grown up together, Maxwell and Joe, and they are engineers. They have helped out with building the Ironclads, but it seems that they were not the only ones. They were working for the Union, but there were Confederates working on Ironclads as well. And this has led to a pretty hard shift in how the war is being fought. So it's up to us to discover how the Confederates got their hands on Ironclads and what they are doing with them, and who's supplying them in the first place. So we're fighting some guy here, and there's apparently something new in here because I haven't seen these yet. So let's check it out. So you can see at the bottom, I've got my cards. On the left, you'll see the action points, the lower left, action points going up. Every card costs a certain amount of action points in the upper right-hand side. And then on the lower left of the screen, you can see how things play out. There's the play segment, the action segment, which is when you do combat or things die or things move. Now what I've got out here is an armored chassis, so he is armored. That means he ignores 1 damage attacks. 2 damage attacks will still hurt him normally.
Got a hankering for lead.
So now I'm going to send out this guy. I'm going to try to get him into this spot. I don't know what it will do, but it says plus AP, which might mean more action points for me. So I'm kind of worried this robot... Oh crap, this robot just got a spread action gun. So... and that's gonna hurt. I might die. But we'll see. Indeed, I died. So let's see. I can put out an auxiliary chassis. I'm kind of... There we go. I can put him in there now. That he's out of range of that weapon. And I can give him a musket. So... you'll see that cards quickly go from left to right. And if they go all the way over, you will lose the last card on the right side. So you have to be a little bit careful about how things play out.
Got a hankering for lead.
Okay. These guys have a lot of grape shot cannons, which is kind of worrying, but I'm going to pause him now so he can shoot. If you press X over a dude, he will stop moving, which is what you want to do when there's an Ironclad coming right at you. So I have a jetpack chassis now. Jetpack chassis come with jetpacks, strangely enough, but apparently I don't need one. Okay. I was trying to get out of range of a cannon, but... currently I don't think I'm doing too well. But... I could be wrong. I don't know. So I've just given my guy a nice little revolver, which gives him a good range of attack, and I'm about to give him a damage upgrade kit, which will let him do 2 damage instead of 1, as soon as I get another action point. I am really not doing so well right now. I could use some more chassis. I think one problem is... he's got control over pretty much all of these things, and that gives him more AP. Okay, but I do have a heavy chassis coming up. Heavy chassis can obviously take more punishment. Okay, we're gonna put him down here. That didn't go so well. I'm also going to give him the cavalry saber as soon as I get enough. Another grape shot cannon. The cavalry saber can attack to both sides and in the front, and does pretty good damage. So I'm hoping I'll be able to reach the end with that. Okay. give him a nice little field repair there. So they've got some pretty heavy cannons, but they require reload times. So I'm not worried about being hit. Well, now I am, but yeah. My opponent is getting a lot of AP, and I am not. So. I am really hoping that I can get some damage in. Unfortunately, my dude is about to die again. Because every enemy is allowed to attack before they die. Let's try a jetpack chassis. Fortunately, I have no weapons to give him. Still not going very well. I have 2 Ironclads out versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 4 infantry units. And there goes my jetpack chassis. Okay. And there goes my heavy chassis. I should have repaired that. I wasn't paying attention. And I'm going to just give up on this one. But I will come back. I think the deck can work. Sometimes it's up to the luck of the draw.
Grab your gun.
So. Okay, that didn't work. But in the next turn I will squish this guy, so there we go. And I'll put out some more chassis. Because maybe numbers will help me. And since this is free, I can now just zoom forward. Give him a revolver. Okay. So now he'll do 2 damage with that revolver. Which means that guy is dead now. Okay, my other guy's gone, but that's alright. So, the enemy will get 2 AP. Can't do much about that. But I will put out an armored chassis. I wanted to put out an infantry unit, but there's a bit too much power out there right now, so I'd have no way to protect him. Okay. Can load up another musket. So what I'm assuming is, these pits allow you. Oh, that was a bad move. Okay, that was a very bad move. Hopefully, I can do this real quick. Okay, there we go. Woo! He was right in range of a big attack. I did not want to take that attack, so unfortunately now I can't afford to repair my guy. And I can't maneuver him back into position, so he's dead now. Okay, but this is going slightly better than last time. I have no weapons going on. Which means I should probably pause. Oh no, it's okay. Arg. Okay. So these little steamroller trains are kind of annoying because they can push you back, and they can hold weapons. So there's that. I'm gonna give him an upgrade hit so he can do more damage. Right now, this guy's useless because he can't even hit my guy. I'm out of range. Oh, lovely. An engineer has appeared. Engineers can heal units, so that's not great. I'll need more firepower. Like that. And now a cannon has moved into range. That will hurt my... I need to... Part of me is worried that my man will be pushed back, so... Okay. I'm also worried that this guy will be maneuvered to squish my guy, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna put a... too late. But now I can maneuver this guy into this pit and pause him. Oops, wrong card. I'm going to put out a jetpack chassis and have him jump forward. Because I am starting to pick up more AP, which is very nice. I'm going to give...
Got a hankering for lead.
Okay. Oh, that cannon has entered range, which is not good. It has splash damage, which means my my dude over here is dead.
Got a hankering for lead.
Okay, my prospects are pretty low at this point. The enemy only needs one more to make it across. But it's possible. I can make it. Add an upgrade kit here. Very fortunately, he seems to have concentrated all his fire on the top area, and for some reason paused his units there. Okay. And I have a jetpack chassis, which can fly, so as soon as I get that out. Oh, and I'm screwed. Because that one's about to cross. So, we'll end the match. Okay, it seems to be a bit harder. So I'm going to go into my deck and edit a bit. I do like my armored chassis, but at the same time, they are getting a lot of cannons, which means I need to get rid of my auxiliary and add in a heavy. So I need more. Actually, no. Get rid of the. Oh, I can't. That's right. Okay. And I'm gonna toss in a cannon of my own. Take out the revolver. Right. And since I almost never actually maneuver, I will add another one. Okay. Right. That should help out a bit. Should. Okay. So let's go back in. Wish me luck. Already starting with a couple of armored chassis, which is pretty nice. I should have started him higher, but too late now. I'll give him Zebulon's cat, which makes him move a bit faster.
Grab your gun.
And I'll get to squish that guy, which is nice. Okay, they've already got a cannon up. Which could mean trouble for me. Oh my. That's not good. Ooh. Okay, so, terrible idea, but I'm gonna throw another one out there. I just need to get units out.
Grab your gun.
I will repair this one. I've got both cannons in my hand, but no real opportunity to use them. Oh, lovely. He had a maneuver. We're gonna restart this one. Just because I didn't like the way I started it. Because I was silly.
Grab your gun.
And I'm going to restart again because I don't have a chassis in hand. Okay. I do have a chassis in hand. I have 2 chassis in hand, and they're both heavy, but I'll deal with that. Because I'm already starting with, wow. That would be amazing if I had the opportunity to really use those. Okay. It could still be a rough ride.
Howdy.
Okay. I have no weapon that I could really use on my heavy chassis yet. Which is making me regret getting the cannon. Sort of. But I have a jetpack coming up, so we're gonna go ahead and use that and fly over.
Got a hankering for lead.
Okay, now I actually have a weapon. Okay. That's weird. Okay. I'm gonna pause him there so he doesn't get in the line of fire of this cannon, which would be terrible. But this guy's about to die anyway, so... Okay. Okay. Starting to get units on the field, which is nice. I'm gonna... too late. I can only hope he doesn't have maneuver. Since this guy seems obsessed with putting guys in my heavy chassis way, I'm going to give him the upgrade. That cannon is about to obliterate me. Like that.
Giddy up.
And it's about to squish me, which will suck. Okay. Finally my chassis is moving. Heavy chassis. Okay. This round is going a lot better. So far. He really does not want my heavy chassis getting through. So it's kind of fortunate. It means he's limiting his field of play. Gonna try to get infantry into this gold mine so I can get some AP. I would have also liked the jetpack chassis, but that didn't come into fruition. So okay. We are going to field repair this, which actually may not be the best use of my time, because that cannon will be loaded. Oh, well, now I'm out of range anyway, so. Huh, I did not know that could happen. Honestly. I did not know the train car could push my units up and down. It's interesting. Okay, but I am starting to get units across. I just have to be careful. Okay. Seems every time I get a heavy chassis, the cannon's over here, and I can't really afford it. Okay. Oh, here we go with another grape shotgun. I'm gonna give him an upgrade kit. I'm gonna pause him real quick, because I don't want him going into the range of fire yet. Okay. This is gonna hurt. I may even die. I'm not dead yet. But I will. I will die. Which is terrible because I only need one more VP once these two cross. And I've got heavy chassis and nothing but. And he's got a shitload of grape cannons and everything. So I'm gonna do what I can and block him. And yeah, that was a waste of action points. Yeah. Okay, this is good, this is good. Put down a jetpack chassis. Immediately use the jetpack. Slide forward. Give him a musket. Now he can actually do some damage. Oh, this is not good. Okay, I only need one more point. He needs 2. So I need to get rid of this unit. Oh man, and he gave me the worst one, the fucking technician, which heals units.
Giddy up.
And he's got all of them with cannons. And I'm dead. The one thing I can hope for is a field repair. And a decent weapon. There we go. There's a decent weapon. I've given him Zebulon's cat, which will make him move 2 spaces per round. So again, I can only hope. I might pull this off by the skin of my teeth. Might. Unless he maneuvers something down to block me. Okay, I think I might have won this one, maybe. Ooh, this is going by the skin of my teeth. But I have, yes, indeed, won. Alright. Whew, that was actually quite rough. Okay. So you can see that there are 52 turns, and I don't know how many retries, like 4. And then you get another little comic. You can check all these comics back in the main menu, so I'm not missing anything here. It looks like I've got a new faction, this Lightning Bolt faction, whatever it is. Looks like Indians, so there you go. New kind of Ironclad. And new kind of infantry, so take that. Go check those cards out. When you're looking at new cards, you can press square and it will bring up the entire information. So it says, for example, chains to Fox Ambusher and speed to... I don't know what this Fox Ambusher is, so like I look it up. And unfortunately, all it says is... it will be instantly drawn into my hand, so I don't know what that means yet. So, but speed 2, it moves twice as fast, so that's pretty nice. That's the first infantry I have, besides the scout, that can do that. And then we have a nice little Ironclad here, chains to dodge. I don't know what that does either. So, we'll just have to find it out another time when I put it in a deck. But again, remember, you cannot include 3 factions. You can see there on the lower left. Factions 3 out of 2, I have exceeded my maximum. So I'll have to take this out, and I'll have to do it, I think, later. So, again, this is Ironclad Tactics. I think this is a good place to stop. We've seen how things play out. Now again, every mission comes with different ways to play. So I can go back to this one. Press square, see what other cards there are. There's a story challenge. Gain 8 AP using gold veins. So those were those little blocks where I had to put the infantry in. Unfortunately, I couldn't keep the infantry in long enough to keep the gold veins. But if I modify my deck to have more infantry in it, it would be more likely that I can do it. One other thing I can show real quick is the puzzle. Since I haven't seen this yet. Puzzles are, so far, they're really less than puzzles and more about showing what certain cards can do. Right. So, here, I'm apparently learning how to dodge with my chassis. Okay, so let's see. Let's pause so the turn doesn't go. Let's see. Okay, so I've got a couple of tactics cards you can see at the bottom. Full steam ahead. I have +2 speed but can't attack. So I'm assuming I'm just supposed to get through the ranks without actually attacking anything, which is fine. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Okay. I can't do that yet. Oh, I think I messed up this puzzle already. Let's try again. Be less careless. Okay, so I'm going to go down here. Okay. No, I don't think that works. I'm terrible at puzzles, by the way. Okay. I'm gonna get one more. Okay. Used its dodge card. And then a full steam ahead. Okay, and then I'm going to dodge again. Okay, so that's the dodge thing you get. So apparently you can dodge and then you get another dodge card, which is actually pretty nice. Okay, so it seems like that faction is more about like maneuvering around different things, which is pretty nice. Each faction seems to have its own little thing anyway. Yeah, so there you go. I've got some camouflage, adding armor, and I got some more of those dodging chassis, which is pretty good. But again, don't really have enough to make a whole deck out of that faction yet, so have to play more missions. But for tonight, I think we will finish there. So again, this was Ironclad Tactics. Let's go back to the lobby. You can see real quick, you can host your own co-op, you can join a friend, random 1v1, check out your profiles. These are, you can create up to 4. And then, again, like I said, if you want to read the comics, they're all like right here, so pretty simple to read through. I'm pressing X to rush through them, so but you can also press R2 to instantly skip them, which is fine. Yeah, so the game is on the PSN right now, and it's very easy to co-op with a friend. When you do co-op, the winning conditions tend to double, but that's about it, it seems like. For more on Ironclad Tactics, you can read my review when it comes out over at Kaiju Pop. And for all your gaming needs, go on to kaijupop.com and check out other games that we might be talking about, and listen to our podcast every week. So thank you for watching. This is Chad O'Brien again for Kaiju Pop, and have a good night.